Codie Taylor in 2012, was a wider squad member. So he's been there for the entire time of that stadium from March 2025 through till now, even if he didn't play in the first game. What a significant contribution he has made.
But he'll go down as one of the immortals for us down in Christchurch. They talk around that kind of stuff with guys like Sam Whitelock and guys that have given so much to the jersey. But yeah, look, his performance and consistency, Ross, you're playing 150 games. He's a centurion for the All Blacks. But the biggest thing that I've always enjoyed and loved about Codie is he's just a great man. He cares deeply about you as a person, whether that's you're an experienced All Black or if you're a kid coming through your first year. His genuine authenticity around trying to connect with you is such a big part of why people love to play with him. You know, he's obviously been with Dane Coles and revolutionising the hooker role. Yeah, I think we can't speak any more highly. And it was great to see that he was able to get 4 tries. I don't think he was envisioning that to get 4 tries. But yeah, a great man, a great Crusader man. And yeah, definitely the boys would have had a few beers with him on the weekend, considering such a massive milestone and played so well.
Can we talk about his strike rate? He's got like 54 tries.
Yeah, 1 every 3 games.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah. Well, this is a period of hooking where the Crusaders would line out drive the crap out of you.
True.
And he could be on the back and enjoying a try.
Very true, very true. I just was like, when I saw his try telling he scored 50, I was like, good Lord, that's a lot of tries.
Yeah.
That's impressive. Look, I agree with you, Brendan. He's one of the best blokes. And he's one of those guys that you just want to see do well and get the recognition he deserves, and he certainly got that from his side on the weekend. And I just thought it was a really special moment just to watch and witness, you know, like with the haka and just seeing him with his family. And it just shows when you get older how you can compartmentalize things a little bit better. Like it's not a distraction. Like, you know, he looks pretty relaxed and then he's crashing and bashing like 2 seconds later, and it just shows like that element of being able to be present through experience really grows, and the anxiety of performance sort of, you know, just sort of falls away from where when you first start, you know, like you're like a tight ball of concern and worry, whereas, you know, you can just see there, he was enjoying the moment, enjoying the celebrations with his family and friends. It was cool to see.
So an incredibly methodical kind of guy, Brynner, like, as well as being a nice guy who cares, like he obviously does a lot of prep.
You don't play 150 games in a centurion if you're not getting your preparation right. But, you know, what Codie does really well, he's got that ability, and what, you know, I really enjoyed him when he was a captain, is that he's got that real soft side and understanding of people and being able to give a person a pat on the back and understanding their personality to get the best out of them, but then also have that kind of, you know, that kind of flick the switch and being able to turn it on when you kind of need him to be able to give that stern word or that kind of action to be able to be the opposite of that. So yeah, that's one thing that I really enjoyed about Codie. He was very good at being able to balance that, and I think that makes a very good captain, but I think that also makes a very good player. And the preparation side, like I said, Ross, you don't play, you know, 250 first class games at the highest level if you're not getting that right. So yeah, he's definitely one of a kind and very special to be able to play with him.
When I got recalled into the All Blacks in 2016, I think he got concussed, and I remember coming in to the team, and you know, he sought me out, took me through everything in terms of the plays, and I just thought, I don't know, then it's like, man, that guy just wants the very best for the team, but also he wants to be the best, you know, like he wants to compete. He doesn't want, you know, there to be any secrets or anything, even though that we're vying for the same spot. Obviously he was always going to get picked over me, but I just thought it was a true sign of maturity at that age, you know, because that's over 10 years ago, just 10 years ago, that he was going to be there a long time. You know, like he would, his detail, his attention to detail and what was within his notes was world class. And that's what I always admired, is, you know, like you are competing, but he wanted everyone at the start line in the same place to then sort of dominate.
Yeah, I heard that he doesn't mind doing a gym session the day of the game and things like that. Bruno, like he's like pretty into his fitness.
I think in 2020, I could be wrong here, but he altered his training style, and he kind of, I think he sought advice from someone else that was outside of the Crusaders, I think, but yeah, it was doing some form of gym activity every single day. I think he altered his training. That primer is pretty much everybody does that primer, Ross, before a game, but he definitely changed his approach to be able to do, I think it was CrossFit, some form of high intensity every single day. Now, I'm not too sure if he still does that, but yeah, I think I saw a change in him when it was 2020, 21. He ended up just being way more explosive, way more fast, his involvement, his energy, his back-to-back efforts, and he became, I thought, a better player. So yeah, he changed his style, and not too sure if he's doing that now, but yeah, wanted to be better. To Jip's point, being world-class and the attention to detail and how can I be better, he was very, very open when I was down in the Crusaders doing that kind of stuff.
And almost certainly a shortlister for All Blacks captaincy. You know, like, I mean, we're all asking who's it going to be.
Yeah.
He's got to be, if you're talking Scott Barrett, Ardie Savea, Codie Taylor, he's got to be on that shortlist, doesn't he?
He has to. I mean, the hard thing is, he's definitely going to be in the 23, but man, like that hooking spot, there's good competition there. You know, like you sort of have to think, okay, who's going to get, you know, not many hookers play 80 minutes anymore as well. You know, hookers used to always be quite, you know, captains because they're normally on the field for a long period. But yes, I think he'd definitely be in the shortlist. I think he'd do an amazing job. But it's just, how does that all work for the 80 minutes? Because he's got to come off at some stage, because you want to utilise someone like Samisoni Taukei'aho in his carry game.
Yeah. Should we get back to some Super Rugby?
Dave Rennie was the first, sorry.
No,
he was the first co-captain's coach. So I know we haven't seen it at All Black level, but I don't think there's necessarily that's written off.
Do you think, have there been any teams that do co-captaincy at Test footy?
I don't think so. Not that I can remember, but he was the one that started with Craig Clark and Liam Neeson.
Yeah.
Because they both had strengths. Obviously, Craig Clark was tactically, and then the mana of Liam.
It's an option.
It is.
And would you go a forward-back split, or would you go two forwards?
Oh, two forwards, of course.
But if we did go to the backs, who would you think it would be? You'd have to think of Jordie Barrett, considering that I think he'd probably be, you know, penciled in. Is a Will Jordan an option as well, Jip? If they were to maybe a co-captaincy, he'd be on the field pretty much all the time.
Yeah. Oh, look, Will, talk about attention to detail and being engaged. He's exceptional. Geordie's probably the obvious, though, wouldn't you think? In terms of leadership qualities, I suppose the talk coming out of Blues is Bowden has been amazing this year.
Right.
He has really stepped into that leadership role and taken some real solid ownership on his own shoulders. And you look at the way he's playing, but you look at the way the squad's performing, the edge at training has been really lifted with him. You know, because there's quite a few, like with Paddy out, there's people coming and going with injuries. You know, it sounds like he's been super impressive.
That starts a whole other conversation at Test level about the tender.
Oh,
I don't think we have time for.
No. That's true. I don't know why I brought that up.
Prepare yourselves for the
Richie Moanga.
Morgan versus Bowden debate coming to a town near you.
Don't forget D-Mac. He'll be in there.
D-Mac as well, and your boy Josh Jacob again looked good for the Chiefs.
Did he? What?